Hi, I'm Maximilian Reed, and I'm a freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina. Originally, I was going to do this TED Talk on how fat women are seen favorably by society when fat men are constantly put down, but nah, that can wait for another day. This topic is something that can't wait as I've learned through this pandemic. I would like to make a quick disclaimer. This is not specifically about anyone, and this is rather about things that I have observed and or heard about. Also, there will be explicit language because fuck censorship. Thank you. So, we all know Johnson County, Kansas, the nice suburban wonderland. And as of fall 2018, 6,293 undergraduate students at KU are from Johnson County, and that's out of 18,975 total students. So basically a third of our undergraduate population. Johnson County's median income is almost $87,000. That's about $25,000 or 28.6% more than the national average. So a third of our students are from richer and more privileged areas than the rest of us. And you can estimate that a good amount of these students had access to everything they needed for school. Considering that local taxpayer money funds public schools, it can be assumed that these students came from properly funded schools that had enough equipment for them to have full-blown journalism departments. Out of the 2/3 of KU students not from Johnson County, not all of us had these good schools, and some of us even came in lacking in knowledge in what we were supposed to have. Or really, we weren't supposed to have it, we're just expected to have it somehow. Personally, I came from a school in Charlotte where about 10 to 20 of us out of the entire student body of 1,300 didn't qualify for free and reduced lunch. The story I always tell about that school is that one time on the way back from a baseball game, my teammates and I needed to call our parents to let them know what time we were going to get back to the school. My friend asked me if he could borrow my phone to call his mom since his phone service was off. I let him know that I was about to ask him that same question because my phone was off too. A few of us laughed because maybe, just maybe, there were about 3 or 4 people on that bus of 20 people that actually had the money to pay their phone bill. We laughed through the struggle because that's all we really had to cope. We didn't have enough funding at that school for updated textbooks, which means we definitely didn't have the type of funding for any journalism department. And we definitely didn't have the funding for plenty of equipment and other things as well. Now I ask, why the fuck do some journalism professors, or really professors overall, expect all their students to know the basics of whatever field and how to operate expensive cameras and other equipment? Like, why do we automatically have to know this? Some of my classmates in high school came to school wearing the same clothes every day because they didn't have the money to get other ones. Some kids didn't even have the money to have multiple meals a day that only ate at school. Now, what happens when those kids go to college? Are they expected to have money for laptops and textbooks and all that? When they're already living paycheck to paycheck, they're probably not going to have those things. And now that we're going to school online, certain classes require us to have extra equipment, like that we can normally get on campus, such as a camera or a microphone. Well, guess what? We might not fucking have the money. Most professors have been forgiving and accepting that the quality of the work we can submit right now is partly out of our hands. But I've heard how some just consider that to be an afterthought. After all, when a third of your students are from a well-off county, you just expect them to be able to have the materials to do their work. But what about the rest of your students? What about the ones that don't even have Wi-Fi at home? That might be shocking to even think about for some of you. Check your damn privilege and realize that there are other walks of life out there. Now, I don't want the students from Johnson County feeling so triggered by this video, considering that this isn't directed at anyone and that I still recognize that some of them may have financial struggles. I just want everyone to realize that less fortunate students exist and the subtle elitism is hurting them right now. Out of that baseball story I told earlier, I wound up being the lucky one on the team. I was the only one to make it to a college outside of North Carolina. Because I made it out, I want some people to know that they're overlooking others that may have come from tougher backgrounds, even in Kansas. In conclusion, we aren't all rich kids from Johnson fucking County. Thank you.